In this video, I'll compare Ikea versus Home Depot. We'll look at both companies in terms of their prices, durability, selection, and more. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a better understanding of which one is best for you. And with that in mind, let's jump right into it. How do prices compare for Ikea versus Home Depot? According to Dan DiClerico, a renovation consultant, most Home Depot kitchens will be in the $30,000 to $35,000 range, while you can have an Ikea kitchen for $10,000 to $15,000 plus installation, not including the flooring. Prices at Home Depot depend on whether you go with the ready-to-assemble options or the pre-assembled stock cabinetry, which can range from less than $100 to over $3,000 per cabinet. Custom options will cost even more. Ikea cabinets start at around $50 and top up at over $1,300, with the bulk falling in the $200 to $300 range. What do experts say about durability? All Ikea cabinets are made with medium density fiberboard, same for many of Home Depot's RTA products, while others are made of plywood. Only a couple of the experts interviewed had enough experience with Home Depot products to speak to how well they hold up over time, though you can read reviews on the website to get a sense of what customers have to say. On the other hand, all experts agree that Ikea kitchens are built to last, at least when it comes to the box or core components and the hinges and inner hardware. Having installed some 60 to 80 Ikea kitchens over the past 7 years, Strike says his clients have never had an issue, unlike with other types of cabinets. For starters, they are 5/8 of an inch thick compared to the standard 3/4 of an inch you'll find with most Home Depot brands. They're also prone to tings and scratches. That's why most experts often go with other options for Ikea fronts, just to be sure for that extra thickness in your counterpart. The biggest drawback is that since 2014, Ikea's upper cabinets have a 15-inch depth compared with a standard 12-inch depth. Home Depot's cabinet, on the other hand, range from 12 to 18 inches. And buyer beware. The warranty is 25 years for Ikea cabinets and fronts, and only 10 years for faucets and 5 years for appliances. Home Depot offers a limited lifetime warranty. Be sure to read the fine print. Which one has more selection? Home Depot definitely has more options. That's because Ikea primarily sells its own branded products, while Home Depot carries a bunch of different brands. Having fewer choices can certainly ease the decision-making process, especially now that Ikea has consolidated its former kitchens under the section umbrella. All the cabinet and drawer components work together and can even share interior space. They have also been expanding options for the fronts, including the most recent introduction of Bodarp. With Home Depot, you have to evaluate each of the different brands. That can be a plus or minus depending on your patience and perseverance. Having lots of options isn't always the end-all be-all either. Armbruster once inquired about a Martha Stewart kitchen at Home Depot and decided against it because the components wouldn't arrive in time for the small project's work schedule. On the other hand, she finds Ikea to be much more customizable, since companies like Semi Handmade and Reform made Ikea compatible fronts in a range of finishes and styles, and you can paint them any color you want, Armbuster says. Even when using Ikea fronts, there's the option of shopping elsewhere for exterior hardware. Armbuster added brass poles from Schoolhouse Electric and repurposed a brushed brass corner guard that would typically use on a wall to hide under cabinet strip LED lighting. All experts here opted to source the countertop and backsplash from other sources, as Ikea only has two options: wood veneer and laminate. Same for when using Home Depot cabinets. Here, Armbuster used a high-tech matte black counterpart from Phoenix. The backsplash was designed with tiles from Town and Country surfaces. One final style point: Home Depot offers a cabinet makeover service where they refinish the existing fronts, and some are easy enough to repaint on your own. Ikea cabinets cannot easily be repainted without some major stripping, preferably by talking them to a mill worker. Of course, you can always buy new fronts, but that might be not something you want to do. Which retailer gets better marks for delivery? While Ikea's delivery has traditionally been quicker, less than 7 weeks as opposed to as long as 12 weeks for Home Depot, the company's website now cautions that due to supply chain issues, some items could take up to 6 months or more to receive. Custom fronts for Ikea cabinets may take longer. Reform, for instance, lists 14 to 18 weeks as standard time for delivery. Semi Handmade has a 3 to 5 week lead time. The experts here have some complaints about Home Depot's delivery process too, it seems. Lenslingo says she never willingly uses Home Depot kitchens, not because of the products, because of the process. They changed my design so that once installed, the cabinets cannot open without banging into the range. A similar snafu happened on a project where Fontaine said things were somehow just a few inches off. They ended up shuffling the layout of the cabinet so it all ended up working, but we did have to reorder one cabinet. How does Ikea IKEA versus Home Depot installation compare. Home Depot cabinets are relatively easy to install, especially the pre-assembled ones, but even the RTA models have much fewer pieces and more standardized instructions. Not so with IKEA, so anyone who has tried to assemble one of their simple desks or bunk beds knows, much more so an entire kitchen system. IKEA's biggest issue is that there are so many bits and pieces and you may not know what to look for in terms of what might be left out, says Guy Kahn, founder of Kahn Architecture. A typical scenario means your contractor has to deal with 100 plus flat pack boxes and might not even know what has been ordered. But when I used an IKEA recommended installer, the process went fairly smooth. Nowadays, there are also companies that help New Yorkers with their IKEA installations, and some even handle pickup and delivery. What are other good kitchen cabinet brands? In case you don't find what you want with IKEA or Home Depot, the experts suggest turning to other companies with good quality, reasonably priced cabinets in both standard and custom sizes. Kahn particularly likes Pennsylvania-based Wolf Home products that you can see in their Brooklyn showroom. You wouldn't know the difference between those and a very fancy brand, even if you open them up. Armbuster worked with Intelligent Kitchen New York on a couple of projects. It's slightly more upscale and more customizable, and their product is really good. For the most part, Fontaine finds semi-custom cabinets end up feeling cheap considering their steep price tags. A lot of contractors will say they're just more expensive versions of IKEA, so he would suggest custom over expensive semi-custom. If RTA is more in line with your budget, Leslinger has used Conestoga systems on 2 projects with just 1 cubicle. These cabinets use the American cabinetry system, which eats up a little space thanks to a small frame inside the box. This is unlike IKEA products, where the hinge attaches directly to the door. On the plus side, you have greater flexibility in designing the layout and can get what you like delivered with a painted factory finish in either the own range of colors or your own shade, she adds. The final verdict on IKEA versus Home Depot. There are plenty of good reasons to get kitchen cabinets from IKEA and Home Depot despite the service snags of both. Whichever you end up using, be sure to visit the stores to see, touch, and test the cabinets in person, preferably avoiding weekends and other high traffic times. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe.